No matter how much you hate China, your yellow skin betrayed you, white people still think that you're a full Chinese. I need to make it somehow seem like I'm really affected by this, right? I'm crying. Oh, I'm so affected by this, I'm crying. Dude, I'm literally shaking right now. I'm so hurt from all of the mean comments that I've been getting on the internet. These words hurt my soul, and I can't continue that I had to make a video about this. Anyways, that was sarcasm. I'm not actually hurt by it. But I still want to make a video because it's content, right? Why is it always about race or sex or something about my skin color with these people? I'm pretty innocent. I just go about my days commenting about how, you know, there is a really troublesome situation with Chinese robots, and these are programmed to look like they're Chinese grandpas. Or if you compare the American version of the robot, like say from the Tesla Optimus or Optimum Prime, something like that, to the Chinese robot, yeah, you see clearly it seems like they're missing some parts of the programming or the AI. And then, you know, I get comments like, we're going to do things to you that have probably been done before. What does that even mean? They must remove your brain, or you can't be this, or they removed your parents' brain and you got the stupidity from them. They all honestly sound like they were written by this like internet troll army situation. 50 Cent Army is real. You've probably seen a lot of these extremely like big amounts of influx of these comments, single accounts, random accounts on this channel these days. We used to get a lot of those comments from like these porn accounts, but now it seems like they've expanded to actually like writing pro-China comments now, which I hope it helps with the algorithm. And I also go about my day exposing how the Chinese EV situation, contrary to my title, is not as great as it seems. In this video, Chinese EV BYD, this car has been spinning uncontrollably for laps now.
现在你看，一直儿警察也来了，也没罚，现在不敢拦停的嘛。看嘛，转了300圈了。
And they always talk about the same thing, right? These bot accounts talk about some white supremacy situation or how I'm sucking up to the white people. America, the United States, isn't just all white people. But, you know, that's what they think that it is. But also this idea that I'm somehow going to get kicked out because I'm showing my loyalty to the American government. Look, I'm doing stuff, I'm not being paid by the CIA, although I wish, you know, Secretary Rubio, if you're watching this video, if it ever comes across to your YouTube page, that can you pay me? I'll bail you the invoices because, yeah, I've been doing a lot of work and I'm not being paid for any of this stuff. So, you know, being called a CIA plan or a CIA agent or funded by the USAID, whatever the case may be, doesn't really affect me, but I just find it hilarious that that's what they're going with. Frankly, from my experience, like being in America, I've never experienced racism from the American people. They're actually all really nice. The times that I've experienced racism was in Canada and in Europe, or from Chinese people. So I don't know if they're projecting or what the case is. Just chill, you know? Even though I'm on social media, I get, you know, thousands of comments, DMs, whatever. Some of them bash you, some of them are negative, some very positive ones, by the way. I really appreciate the community and all of you guys that comment really funny things, really productive things. But it doesn't get to me. Sometimes, though, it gets to me in the sense that I feel like I should just use this for content because I'm getting the most ridiculous stuff, you know? So I should show it off. Like this one here, I think it's actually pretty clever. It says, why are your eyes farther apart than Heilongjiang and Xinjiang? I'll show you the map here, but I think my eyes are pretty proportionate. In fact, all of my facial features are pretty proportionate, I think. I mean, I look pretty cute, don't you think? So I don't know what he's talking about, but it's a nice, clever way. I've never seen that before, so I kind of appreciate it in a sense. This one's from Shang Yu. I don't know who he is, but he keeps commenting. I also stumbled upon this video here. So recently, Taiwan's Taekwondo team won silver at the Summer World University Games in Germany. And these Chinese nationals decided to try to snatch a congratulatory message intended for the athletes after they won silver medal. And this following situation ensued.
那中华台北哪里违反规定？违反哪里规定？写什么？写什么？写的是中华台北。
So they keep saying that, does that say Chinese Taipei? These two Chinese people, they're trying to grab it from the Taiwanese. And I just find it ridiculous. This is your sportsmanship. This is how you, like, you're so brainwashed that you have to do such a small and unnecessary thing, right? Like, you're doing more damage to the image of China than you realize for your sake of trying to gain national pride or something. Like, you can't even stand Taiwanese athletes enjoying their little bit of glory without being associated or turning it into a political situation. And they also tried to get the officials at the games to take down a Taiwanese flag from the doorway. And they were trying to tell the organizers that this shout that they do, "Go Taiwan," was against the rules. Now, eventually, the local situation was sorted out, but the response from the Taiwanese side, like President Lai has come out with a statement, different political parties have come out with a statement, but this is the pride of the CCP, this is the greatness of China, this is all you can do on the international stage. That makes people think you're a laughingstock instead. So some accounts on X constantly post this idea that China's based, or that, you know, to appeal to the right side of the audience. Because I think the good thing about the liberals and the Democrats is that they at least see through, you know, the severe human rights violations and all of the bad things, that they have a pretty good understanding. So what they're trying with the right side, like with the MAGA crowd now, is to say that, look, China doesn't have all these so-called quote-unquote woke stuff. Like this tweet here, I was actually reposting, right? So it says, unpopular opinion, says, unpopular take, I actually envy the Chinese. They have a culturally and ethnically homogenous society. They don't have to deal with the woke cult. Their society celebrates itself instead of promoting self-loathing. I'd gladly trade our civil liberties for these things. Gladly trade our civil liberties for these things. Okay, so just because they censored all the bad and negative side of things, just because they don't let you see what really goes on in China, they think that that's all it takes for you to give up your freedom to speech, religion, vote, to own guns, you know, to have private properties, to even just be able to talk bad about Trump or Biden or Obama, whoever, you know, you don't like. You can give all of that away just so you can go enjoy this China-based situation. I mean, go live in China. And that's exactly what I tweeted out. And of course, you know, this is where I garnered a bunch of hate comments, and I actually think it's hilarious, so I'll try to highlight. And yet I'm so hurt. Oh my God, it hurts me. You know, they're definitely super effective. It says, bro, you talk so much crap for a yellow man. How much right have you been to be such a beta male suck-up, such a traitorous piece of that you are, and talking smack for no reason and just spewing white man hate against your own roots for no apparent reason? I just imagine while he's talking, it's just that like raging face behind the mask, just like seething and crying and just like violently tapping on the keyboard and all of these things. I think it's pretty funny. And then, so obviously I said, whoa, like that's kind of racist, right? Because you're using all of these like yellow man, white man, whatever color thing. I don't see color. So I said, whoa, Chinese people are really racist, because I thought this guy was Chinese. He must be Chinese. He's got some Chinese writings in his name. And then this is his reply. No, you're a second-class citizen, a cockroach worshipping a superiority Western complex, which is in decline due to the rise of China, and now you're making a living by betraying your own race. You should be ashamed of yourself. You're gaslighting the situation by labeling racist when it is you which have an inferiority complex which you feel as superior by trampling down your own roots because you do not like communism. Nobody likes communism, not even the Chinese, not even overseas Chinese like myself. The preference of a political ideology is one thing, being an absolute beta cognitive traitor, your own kind is another. Let me tell you this, you're as ching chong chong and as slitty-eyed gook as I am, and you will never be accepted by begging like a dog. Come on, good boy, go build them railroads, son. That's what you're always seen as. Anyways, he went on this whole rant again. I was just like, violent typing situation going on here. So it's pretty funny. But yeah, I'm crying. You know, I've been cyberbullied and I can't take this anymore. Or this one here says, David Zhang is such an unbelievable cuck. It's generally insane. Not actually insane, generally insane. So I guess in general, I'm a beta cuck. I don't even know what that means. I don't know. Maybe you want to be an alpha cuck. I think that's better. Let me know in the comments. I don't really know what that means. It's like all these people, they're just like hitting me in my weakest spots. You know, I'm being damaged all over. My emotions are gone. I'm crying. But luckily I got a great product to help me recover and help you recover. So the product I've got for you today is a Korean red sea cucumber gel. And this is hand harvested from Jeju Island in South Korea by what's called Haenyo. These are female divers that do this for a living. So they will actually go I don't know what they're called. I think they're called solo dives or free dives down to the seabed to collect the cucumbers, the sea cucumber that is. So what I got for you now is the Korean sea cucumber, the red sea cucumber gel. And these are great because you can take them on the go, and you just take one of these things and you can take it wherever you are. But the benefits of the Red Sea cucumber compared to other ones is that it's actually seen as the ginseng of the sea. So a lot of the benefits come from its higher concentration of collagen. I want to get this term right, saponin. And this is significant in its antibacterial as well as anti-inflammatory properties. So it's great for boosting your recovery. Now, I've not personally taken this yet, but here's a great review that we just got. I'll read it to you. The review says she's a retired teacher, been struggling with years of lower back pain and poor sleep. The pills that she took upset her stomach, and she was desperate for something more natural, something she can stick with. And so after taking this Red Sea cucumber gel daily for about 2 months, she said her back pain eased up, her sleep improved, and she could actually wake up feeling good instead of stiffness and feeling miserable. She told us that I feel like that my body's finally healing. Now, this gel is 90% Red Sea cucumber turned into the gel with 10% Korean ginseng extract as well as a blueberry extract. So you don't get any fishiness or ocean taste in this. It's just like a very subtle, smooth, a little bit tart gel. This is a great time because if you use my code DAVID, you get a 15% discount on this. And also, you will get a pack of gold tea that's worth about $60 in value. So check out the link in the description and you can get your Korean Red Sea cucumber gel today. Okay, if China's so great and I'm just being hated for no reason, I mean, you got a great country, then this wouldn't happen. This video we just recently saw is actually a great thing because in China sometimes you can get called to the police station to have tea. So have tea is a term that they use. Basically, they go there and they go through your phone and ask you a bunch of questions. What did you browse? What did you search, etc. So in this interaction, this man brilliantly massaged the ways that he searched all these terms on his phone into answers that the police cannot just rebuke or anything like that. So listen to this video.
你那群里边说那什么独裁者指谁呀？
指的本拉登啊、卡扎菲啊这种的，对吧？希特勒，独裁者多了，对吧？咱们都是特别烦这些独裁者的嘛，对吧？独裁者你烦不烦？对吧？你也烦是吧？
就你说那什么党内民主那个指的是哪个党啊？
党内国民党、民进党都有可能啊。
红潮一个人独霸指的谁啊？
指的谁？指的卡扎菲。
他怎么叫红潮啊？
好，也可能是那个北朝鲜那个不也是红潮吗？对吧？
Yeah, China's so great. You have police that have to watch whatever you're searching. China's so great, you even got sinkholes that just run around. They got this great ability to spit onto veggies to keep them fresh. And washing them in the bathrooms too. China's so great that you have these towns where near the riverbank, the buildings have collapsed. This is not the China that China is base crowd is getting seen, like watching or knowing the side of China. They think that China is like Shanghai but times 1,000 everywhere.
我的老天爷，就这个，一直是湖水洞，这里就有肉，肉是下脖子肉。
Maybe you want to marry a Chinese girl because you moved to China because it's so great. Well, before your wedding, actually, they'll ask you for a bride price. You have to pay them hundreds of thousands of dollars to marry the daughter. And then on the wedding day, maybe you get something like this. So this man is asking for basically money. So he blocked a road and they get into an argument. So at the end of the day of arguing, I go back to what I do. I don't want to hurt other people's feelings. So, I said something like, I apologized. I said, sorry, sir, like I'll change, right? And then I get somebody to say that my Chinese sucks. American in China. Yeah. So sorry, sir. Apparently my Chinese sucks. Yours is better. So thank you so much for watching. And thanks to all of these haters for giving me a content treasure mine for this video. And hope you had a good laugh as I did. But I'm not really hurt. I'm not being mentally damaged by this whole situation either. I just thought it was pretty funny. So thank you so much for watching. Check out the Korean Red Sea Cucumber Gel and also subscribe or like this video if you haven't already. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.